Good afternoon, it's Lindsay. It is Tuesday, June 2005, and I am just out for a walk. Here I decided to go to the Mission Park Cemetery here in San Antonio, Texas, and it's really hot outside, but I was like, you know what? Just go for a walk. I went to the and that was okay. There's some weird I guess they're kind of street theater mobbing kind of stuff, but other days it's more intense. Today it wasn't so bad, and actually it was a pretty good day today. I had a little bit of a conversation with my old friend Charles, my old acquaintance, this black guy at the gym. Cool guy. He used to comment on my legs a lot, and I guess I felt insecure at the time, but I think, whatever. He would say stuff about my calves, that I had nice legs. So he's like a real pretty tall guy, well fit, athletic black guy. I think he's from California, but he's, really athletic, strong guy. So he can be a bit of a motivation for me as well. He told me I motivate him, and that's good. If I motivate people, that's good. I don't care who it is. If I can motivate people just by my presence and trying to help people, that's fine with me. I don't mind. That's a good thing. And I have a friend, another acquaintance there named Janet Kerr. She's an ex lady. I have people who I'm with, but still don't know anybody. But nonetheless, I try to make the because it's very important, and I try to just like look to when I go there. If not, it's everything. I mean, whenever you go to the gym, you have to just block people if people have those intentions. I just try to because we all have our bad days. I'm no exception to that rule. Chance, and I don't feel like the whole world is out to get me. I'm not paranoid to that extent, but I do as a target individual. I have people who don't, and that's okay. I have to accept that. We don't like it, get along. He has differences, but try to get along. When you're in the presence of people, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, I've been there throughout my life. Everybody has to go. Personalities clash. People have differences. People have good days, bad days. They bring trauma with them. Some people are filled with anxiety and trauma. I can see it in their eyes. I can see it in the way they behave. And there are people that it's just kind of I like to observe my people going the things around me. As I'm listening to my music or whatever, my podcast. Didn't notice on the TV that there was something about looks like there was a riot happening in Los Angeles. I think it was something about the feds. God, I don't know because I don't have a TV. I don't know, and I guess it's all probably all over YouTube and any other platforms of, but I wouldn't know because I don't sometimes go void on the whole fucking media shit, news and whatnot because I don't want to about it, and it's a distraction. But there was something about like a riot about the Fed. So some people got shot. Something and going on in Los Angeles. Some big demonstration. I have to read more about that because honestly, I don't know. I think that was happening yesterday or whenever the hell that started happening. I don't know. I don't keep up with everything, like I said. And then I noticed something about a school shooting in Austria. Like 10 school kids got killed in Austria. I don't know, maybe Vienna. I don't know what city, but somewhere in Austria today there was a school shooting. So there's footage of that on the news. Well, it's a good thing that they have the news on, I suppose, because at least I'm able to pick up bits and pieces of fucking information about what's going on around me in the world because so much stuff all the time. But yeah, that was And then as I was when I left the gym on my route home, I went this morning on the way. I went on the freeway, which I don't really like to do, but sometimes I'll go there on the freeway and I'll go back on Highway 78 or whatever. And I went down 78, Old Seguin Highway 78, and there's a lot of military. There's like, what is it? There's a lot of it's kind of an industrial area town. There's a lot of businesses like trucking companies and just a lot of like industrial type area. Part of the city was you drive through like Shirts and Converse and Curb. Interesting because I actually, and there's the train tracks. I really like that part of town. It reminds me of Houston, certain outskirts of like Baytown or on your like kind of out by Galveston or something. That's kind of what I feel like when I'm out that way. I start getting nostalgic for like Houston, like Galveston and Baytown or like Galveston area, LaPorte, Pasadena. There's something about it that kind of reminds me of that, and I don't really know why that is, but it does. And but as I'm driving back and I'm going under the bridge at like where 410 meets 35 or something, 35 meets 410. I think it is like heading like north east or north. There's like a where you can where like in other words, if you're going down I-35 heading north like towards Austin to take the Austin exit, there's a Benz Engelman exit. So if you take that exit and then there's this you go straight on the feeder and then you turn to the right, you go under an overpass thing, like a bridge thing. And there's a company over that area called Mood, Mood, which I noticed about ago, and I missing an exit, or I couldn't drive my normal. I missed an, and I got detoured because flooded by that company called Lucifer off of I-35. There's a company called Lucifer, and then there's this place. But I ran into this place called Mood, 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 and I'm thinking, what the f-? Like, okay, I'm thinking, well, the only thing that came to mind, the crossroad, I'm in the cemetery, so I better shut up. I'm keeping there's nobody around here, just, well, who's here. But I'm thinking, dude, and then I started thinking, um, I was like, when I was experimenting with um, those CBD gum, not a company I think was called, or there was a company called Mood that I was ordering them from. Yeah, ordering them from for a this company called Mood, Mood, and it's they sell like T8 Delta and that marijuana stuff, that fakes whatever it is, Delta 8, Delta 9 marijuana. Smells like those gummies, and so I had tried that before, and I don't smoking like the Delta 8, Delta 9 stuff. You may as well smoke. You're gonna smoke it, but I don't smoke stuff nowadays. Anyway, but and I don't even think it's legal. Whatever. If it's not, it's not. I don't know. I'm not keeping track of that stuff. But sometimes I'll take some CBD oil or the gummies here and there because it actually helps me relax a little bit and down or just a bit more calm. So that's about the I would, but I smoke because it hurts my lungs. I just don't really. It doesn't do anyway. But and that's that. I'm like, it's the same company. I need to look that find out like what. So I doubt the company it sells that the 8 and Delta synthetic weed that's legal. I don't think it's the same company. So I saw that a truck for that Mood as I was turning left to get back on the freeway on 78 to I-35 east, so I could exit Walters and go back, or go home. And then as I'm driving I saw a truck that said Beasley something. Not hardly any traffic at all. At all. I saw almost nobody out on the streets driving. Normally there's a lot more traffic, but there's any traffic, and I'm thinking that's weird. I saw that Beasley truck going down MLK as I was at the stoplight on Walters, North Walters and MLK, or South Walters and MLK. I guess it was South Walters, North, yeah, and MLK. This truck called Beasley, and I started thinking Beasley. Well, that's what my dad's Ben Baldwin, or Ben Armistead Baldwin Jr.'s father. He he had he worked with somebody named Beasley for a while. One of his co-workers or company owned somebody who he was in business with was had the last name Beasley. I think his name was Roger Beasley, Charles Beasley, Beasley. And I remember that name really well. I remember meeting those people, and that was a good friend of my dad, Ben Baldwin Jr. So I need to look that up because that got me thinking. And then I got home, and that was it. Now I decided to go for a walk, and I just had to talk about that because I'm here at the cemetery, and it's a really pretty day. It's just really hot, but yeah. So that's what happened. Nicholas, I think I've seen this one before. I've seen this dude before. Nicholas Groom. Nicholas Groom. February 2nd, 1995, January 20th, 2020. Well, he was so young. Damn, I just always wonder what happened to these people. Why they die so young. A lot of times I'll go look at the obituaries and try to find information, but it's been a while since I've done that. But I have this thing for these and gravestones. Look at this. Come on. Linda. She has a past year grave. I guess it's done. 1981. Guadiana. He was a Marine or something. I guess he was in the Marines. Well, we all die, don't we? Nobody knows when, but it's all gonna happen at some point. All I know is that when I die, I don't expect it to happen anytime, but I don't want to be not want to be buried. I don't. I would definitely want to be cremated. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Mission Park Cemetery. This is like the probably the one of the famous cemeteries here in San Antonio. How did this guy die? Well, wait a minute. Somebody died. Oh, this guy was born in 1975. Javier Rangel. Javier Rangel. He died in 2007. He was born in 1975. I wonder if that's him. Maybe that's him. Golly, he died young. This guy, look at this guy, Andrew. He just died in 2022. Andrew Jacob Rangel. He died. Damn, just so beloved father, son, and loving brother. Just wonder how he died. This guy. Oh, look, this guy obviously was Sergeant Alex Tobias. Very handsome this young man, how handsome he is. Very nice looking young man. And he died in loving memory, Sergeant Alex Tobias. November 6, 1981, October 8th, 2018. Beloved son, cherished brother and uncle, loving dad, devoted husband, proud soldier, a simple man. A simple man who liked his drink to drink. I guess he liked his natural light pearl. What was this? What is this beer? What is this? Something, I don't know what kind of beer that is. Ultra something natural. Okay, well, yeah. Nieto. Yeah, I've been here many a times. This area. God knows I've seen some of these graves several times. William Casto. William Casto. He died in 2003. Well, there's some actually. Well, anyway, funny how the grass is so like here it's all dead and dry. I've noticed that every time I've been here to this cemetery, the grass is always dead and dry. Very seldom there's little bits and areas where there's some green grass, but for the most part it's like all dead and dry. Um, so it's so fucking hot. Pardon my language, but it's like 90 something degrees outside. And I'm not too crazy about the. Well, I guess it's better than the freezing cold, but not too crazy of the heat. This little arboretum, whatever you call it, chapel, used to be closed all the time. Every time I've tried to come here, it's always closed, locked. But I remember I had a really strange experience here, several years ago, in this particular little mausoleum, and that was probably like about 4 years ago, 5 years ago at least. I'll never forget that. I don't know why they keep it closed. Why can't I go in there and look? I want to see if I can duplicate what happened last time when I was in the bathroom and I was looking in the mirror. I had used the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and then I saw the reflection of some woman, and it was the same reflection. There was a photo. This woman who I saw in the mirror. There was a picture of her in one of the inside that mausoleum inside there, and I saw her reflection in the mirror when I was inside that place. This place here at Mission Park. So that was a spiritual experience, paranormal, and I was pretty shaken up about it. Shaken up, shook up, shooken up, shaken up, whatever. Shores, Depew, Preston, Freeman, Foster. back, so I like looking at these walls or these crypts that are high up there. Philip Gary Engel. Irene Bowen. Felix Ruby. Antonio Adeline Jeffrey. Susanna Ivan Charles. Rachel Daniel Jasper Spencer. I can't say that one. Greek, Polish. Palacio. Palacio. Robert Andrew. Another guy who was only, gosh, 20, 31 years old. Hmm. Well, okay, I guess I'm gonna stop filming. It's already been a whole 30 minutes, 25 minutes almost. So that's 23 minutes.